こ
もしかして
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted, words and pieces of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a Is it maybe because I never knew quite where I was, then suddenly you.
Okay. Ito, kasi 桥上的游客们请注意。感谢建九区桥上客流拥挤。九区桥上的